This video shows drills that parents and teachers can use to help children master the subtracting skill using numbers and bars. For each of the subtraction problems I will talk about here, I will first show how the problem can be solved using only the bars. Then I will show how the same problem is solved in schools using vertical number notation. Here's the first word problem. After school, Sasha and 15 other children climb on the school bus to go home. At the first stop along the way, 7 children get off. How many children are then left on the bus? Remember to follow these steps with your child. After saying the word problem, ask your child to say the subtracting problem in numbers, 15 minus 7, or 15 take away 7. Write the numbers down horizontally, and remind your child that the question mark after the equals sign means I don't know. Then ask her to arrange the bars for 15 and 7 this way. Now ask her to figure out how much of the orange plus the yellow is left after she takes away the black. Tell her that the way to do this is to find the bar that makes up the difference, which is the brown. After your child puts the brown down end to end with the black, ask her to remove the orange, the yellow, and the black, leaving only the brown behind. Now ask your child what number means brown and write the 8 after the equals sign. Next, tell your child that you want to show her how the problem is solved in school. Arrange the bars and numbers on a sheet of paper like this. Place the brown end to end with the black and write 8 next to it. Then move the brown down and place it beneath the black and write 8 next to the equals sign. Here's a second subtraction problem. There are 44 second graders in Sam's school, and there are 2 classes. In Sam's class, there are 22 children. How many children are there in the other class? First, solve the problem with your child using the bars. Ask her to lay out the bars representing 44 and 22 like this. Next, ask her to move the purple down on top of the red and ask her how much of the purple is left if we take away the red. Tell her that the way to answer this is to find the bar that makes the difference, which is another red. Now ask your child to remove the purple and the first red so that only the second red is left behind. Write the number 2 next to that second red. Next, explain that we need to take the 2 oranges below away from the 4 oranges above. Ask your child how many oranges are left after we do this. To find out, remove the 2 oranges below and 2 of the 4 oranges above, leaving 2 oranges above. Ask your child what number means 2 oranges, and write the number 20 next to the bars. Finally, explain that to finish solving the problem, your child should add the bars that are left together, and do the same with the numbers that are left. If your child has learned about place value, you can then go on to solve the problem using vertical number notation. Lay out the bars for 44 and 22 again, and repeat the operation of finding the difference between the purple and the red. But this time explain that the purple and the red are in the ones column. So when you find that 2 is what's left, when you take the red away from the purple, write 2 below the line in the ones column. Now explain that the oranges are in the tens column, and you want to take 2 tens away from the 4 tens. Remove the 2 oranges from below and 2 of the 4 oranges above, and write 20 next to the 2 oranges that remain. Explain that this means that 2 tens are left. Write 2 below the line in the tens column and put the remaining bars together. Now here's a third subtracting problem. Sasha's Uncle Joe is 34 years old, and her Uncle Jack is 16. How much older is Joe? After laying out the bars, explain to your child that because the green one is longer than the purple, we can't take green away from purple. So what we do instead is to borrow an orange and move it end to end with the purple. And we can now take the green away from the orange plus the purple by finding the bar that makes the difference, which is a brown. Turning to the oranges, we want to take the one below away from the two above. This leaves one orange on top. We get our answer by adding together the bars that are left and the numbers that are left. Finally, solve this problem again using vertical number notation. Working first with the ones column, we borrow 110 from the tens column and move it into the ones column. We then find that the brown is what's left when we take the green away from the orange plus purple. The brown is 8, so we write 8 below the line in the ones column. Next, we work on the tens column. After removing one orange from the 2, we have one orange, or 110, left over. We write 1 below the line in the tens column and move the bars together. That completes this video showing subtraction drills. However, before moving on with your children to the multiplying and dividing skills, it would be a good idea to point out to them that adding and subtracting are the opposite of each other. What adding does, subtracting undoes, and vice versa. For example, look at the adding problem 8 plus 6. To solve it, we combine the bars and find the bar that matches the combination. Now here's the same problem posed as a subtracting problem, 14 minus 8. We solve this by finding the bar that makes the difference. When your child has mastered both the adding and the subtracting skills, give her an adding problem and ask her to show the subtracting problem that goes with it, and vice versa.